Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
We are back again. I'm Sony,
Drew, Andrew, Don.
and we are Thompson Talk, where
Try to Wesley Snipes that shit. I don't want to pay taxes. You know what I mean?
it is another episode of Thompson Tuesday, and today's episode is brought to you by the letter B for
Bingo.
bingo. Today's episode is actually a double B. I know you've heard of double D's.
Bad as hell.
B for bad. Now, this is one of the things that I told Andrew when he was growing up all the time, that he wasn't bad. It was his behavior. That was
Imagine that.
what was it that you said earlier when I said that? You were like,
You're not bad. I don't hate you. I just hate everything that you do.
so, when we were kind of taking notes about, what we could talk about bad behavior and the stuff that we have done throughout our lives, this could be like a marathon episode, really.
Lengthy. Yeah.
Whoa. There is so much stuff. So, I always go for Andrew first. I like divulge little snippets. I know that I had said in a previous episode that Andrew, he was bad. No, his behavior was bad.
Yeah.
And every time that I would get a call from in Louisville, the 502-852, everybody knows that's Jefferson County Public Schools. I'll be like, oh my gosh.
Well, everybody might not know, but you knew.
I knew.
Yeah.
I would dread when I would see it. I'd be at work and I'd see my phone with the prefix, the 852 prefix, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did he do this time? So let's just start from what the earliest thing I can remember, which was one of the times in elementary school. Andrew said that he was giving the cafeteria attendant the L sign for loser.
It was damn snooping ass cafeteria assistants. Wasn't even talking to them.
Yeah. He said that Andrew gave him the finger, and Andrew was like, no, I did a like for loser. And I'm like, no,
loser.
Not the same. So some of the other things, Andrew, in school, was it in third grade that you called your teacher a punk or something?
That was seventh grade.
That was middle school. Draining the sea monster. That was elementary. Do you remember that? Do you remember telling your teacher that you needed to go drain your sea monster?
Yeah, I saw the movie Dodgeball, and there was Steve the Pirate, and he was like, "I gotta go drain my sea monster," and I saw it, and so yeah, it was in Miss Goldstein's class. It was math, and I'm pretty sure we were talking about greater than, less than, and yeah, hey, I gotta go drain my sea monster.
You got some laughs, except for the teacher. She didn't think that was funny.
I didn't think it was referral worthy. I thought maybe explaining, hey, that's inappropriate, don't do that again, would have sufficed, but hey.
Referral, yeah. So there were many, many referrals. We even had a couple expulsions.
Yeah. I'd say like 1.5, because they said I got expelled from Liberty, but I ended up going back like just after I did my time at Mutual. No, I did my time at Mutual.
At the bad school where you have to go through with a metal detector, and
it's an alternative school, and yes.
I had to
That would be
sign
the
that they
one.
actually could put their hands on.
Which was some bullshit. I saw some wild stuff.
So how did you get to be sent there, Andrew? Do you want to talk about your experience? I could say it, but I know that I'd like to actually hear.
Well, so anybody that knows what mud is, or maybe even if you have like a definition of mud, basically I was sipping codeine and promethazine mixed together in class, and
This is from starting on the school bus, though. Start from the school bus. Starting on the school bus, the guy said, "Hey, have you ever had some syrup? Bring a
yeah,
bottle of bring a bottle of
that's
soda." Then
that's a lie. I was the one that brought it.
what?
Yeah, I was the one
Where
that
did
brought
you
it
get it?
on the bus. I bought it off one of my friends outside of school.
Oh,
Yeah, so
this podcast and video series is great. I'm gonna learn a
yeah,
lot of things.
the ones that I let you know, but I'll let you know. Yeah, I didn't get it off somebody on the bus. I brought it with me, and in fact, so I had bought 8 ounces, and I poured 4 ounces in two of the sodas. It's like 16-ounce sodas, and yeah, I drank one on the bus, and I was drinking the other in class,
And
and there's this. I don't remember. It was one of my friends uh, wanted to drink because they knew, and they ended up like spilling it a little bit. And so the teacher was like, what's in that?" Next thing I knew,
okay, so now that Andrew said his, here's what I heard from the teacher or the principal from the teacher. The teacher said that she was in the class and she saw Andrew give his drink to a girl who was drinking a Pop-Tart or eating a Pop-Tart. And Andrew was like, because she looked thirsty. I don't, that's probably not true either. So he gave her the drink. And then when she took a drink, her face was like this. And the teacher observed that. And then Andrew handed his drink to another kid who made the same face. And then she went up and was like, let me smell that. And it smelled like, mixed between alcohol and gasoline, or rubbing alcohol and gasoline or something like that. But the girl who was eating a Pop-Tart had to be taken to the hospital because she had so many like allergic reactions and medical stuff that when they found out that she had taken that, they were like, her parents were freaked out. So he could have, like, seriously, that could have been bad, bad, bad.
yeah,
He was expelled for not only, this is one of the things I told Andrew. Andrew, I get it. I totally understand wanting to be like, what does this do? What's it make me feel like? That's normal part of growing up, and you know what I mean? Wanting to know what certain thing, experimentation.
yeah,
But sit there like a normal human being and just drink your drink and feel high or feel whatever. Don't
yeah.
so not only was it he had possession of, but it was distribution. You dumb ass.
I mean, yeah, that was dumb. Hindsight, I should have just sat there and chilled. But no, it was because I gave it to my friend Loren. I gave it to Loren, and like,
They made a stank face.
no, she like accidentally like spilled some, and it was in big red, so she didn't want to get it on her shirt. So she like jerked and did that, and then started laughing, and then it was. I mean, there was syrup in a big red, so it looked dark as hell. There's no big purple. You know what I mean? Like, so the teacher was like, "What's in that?" Yeah, it was.
I think the first time um, that I knew Andrew had done drugs, I got a phone call from one of the mothers of a girl who he had dated before. He wasn't dating her then. And she said, I talked to your son last night and he was buttered. And I wasn't familiar with what buttered meant. I was like, what do you mean buttered? And she said, he's really high. And I'm like, he doesn't
Oh,
smoke pot. And she was like, oh, he was. And so I called Andrew up and I said I was on my way to pick him up. And I went to the drugstore and I picked up a, like a drug kit, test kit.
yeah.
I picked him up and I said, okay, here's the deal. I heard that you were buttered. That means you're gotten high. I have a drug test right here. If you say that, yes, you did, you're going to have consequences, period. But if you say that and I won't give you this drug test. I mean, why would I? You said that you did.
Which is crazy because if you think about it, you just said you understood wanting to know what stuff was about and what it feels like.
Right. There would have been consequences, but Andrew also knew like in how big being honest was with me. Andrew would be grounded for a week and everything taken away if he lied to me. So it was like,
I never had
we
much.
can we can deal with things with honesty. Not to say that you're gonna not have consequences, but we can deal with things. But yeah, if you lie, I can't do that. So I was like, if you say that you didn't smoke pot, I'm gonna give you the drug test. Now, if it comes up clean, okay, that's then fine. But if it's dirty, then you're gonna have to pay me for this drug test. You're gonna have to reimburse me for the cost of it,
And she
and you're
got
gonna
one of
be
the
grounded for a
expensive
week.
ones.
Yeah, and you're gonna be grounded for the week. So Andrew was like, I didn't smoke pot.
I did not do that. Never.
And it came back THC.
I
Totally.
don't know what the fuck. I didn't know about drug tests back then. Like I wasn't hip to it. So I was like, shit. It was literally the morning after I smoked. And I'm pretty sure that no, wasn't really the first time. But it was the first time that I've been that loaded. So in my mind, I was like, it probably has to like take a minute to get down to your, get in your system. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I could beat it. Found out
Nope.
can't beat it.
The other like big doozy that I can think of, the baddest behavior was again middle school.
What the bus thing?
Middle school. Oh my gosh. So I get a call from the principal, and the principal said, I just want to let you know that your son was like a parent had called in and said that your son had brought a gun on the school bus. Like that's a huge thing, right? Like the whole Jefferson County Public School was on high alert that day because a kid had brought like this guy right here. And I said, he doesn't have a gun. He has like a big airsoft that's like a rifle gun. There's no way that he'd be able to conceal it. You know what I mean? He doesn't have it. And the principal was like, I'm just telling you what was said, what was being. And I'm like, okay, well.
All accusation. Okay. Whatever happened to innocent until proven guilty.
Right. So I was just like, I don't think so because he doesn't have one. And then I got off the phone and I was like, I have a little BB gun that's in the old house that we live in, that's in the closet and the side thing that was by his school. And so I was like, drove over there, went to the closet, and it was gone. I'm like, bum, 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 bum. The principal, I think he did it. I think it was Andrew because I wasn't
Conspiring with the ops.
This is again a talk about I'm not going to help you bury the body
anything,
ever.
yeah.
I'm gonna be like that motherfucker. So I said, yeah, I had a little. It's a BB gun.
Your whole family.
So what Andrew said, what now? I know all of the things that you've said. So why don't you tell everyone what happened that day?
That's what happened. I took
Andrew
it on the.
said that he had taken, you took it on the bus, or you wanted to show people at school? And you were
I
flashing it?
wasn't to be
Or
to for one, I never acted like it was a real gun. I told him that it was a BB gun, but it shot like real metal BBs, and they don't make them like this anymore because it was old. You know what I mean?
and it was
So,
heavy and looked like a real pistol.
oh, everything it looked official. Like if you were to pull that at like a traffic stop or something like that, you're fucked.
That I
But
had it for
um,
protection, but if anyone ever confronted me, I would have been so scared and you could hear it because you can hear the
yeah,
BBs.
exactly. I wasn't trying to pass it off like a real gun. I was just like, you know, boy, I'll shoot you in the leg with this. You know what I
You
mean?
know,
Like,
bring it to school
yeah,
like that is a good idea.
it was just.
So at the bus stop, what you showed it to somebody and a
I
parent.
I showed it. No, I showed it to my friend Evan, and he like backed up and bumped into this girl, and she was younger, and she like fell down and got her pants dirty, and so she went inside and told her mom that I had pulled a gun out, and stupid
So
as
the
hell.
mom called, yeah, the boy who brought the gun. So Andrew, you knew then? Did you give it to a younger classmate, like a
No, he was I think my age, but
Andrew
yeah,
gave it to somebody on the bus
so like
to
shit. I
hold
heard
for
him.
him.
I heard him chirping on the bus radio. It's like, man, hey, hold this, and he did. He held it. Mm.
That was a thing too. It's like, so who has the gun? Like, oh my gosh. So yeah,
I'm not
Andrew,
snitching. Yeah,
there's so many other stories that we have. I know that this is running a little bit long, so
yeah,
we might have to do a take two or part two or
yeah.
narrow it down
Lowercase b.
lowercase b. But we would love to hear kind of the bad and the badasses examples or stories that you guys have that you can remember either from when you were growing up or from your kids or
Yep,
from your family or friends. If you have other topics or suggestions for upcoming episodes, we would love to hear from you. Thompson
yep.
Talk Podcast at gmail.com or
On YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to Thompson Talk Podcast. Like, share the video, and make sure you hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload. You never miss a video. Go ahead and go in that comment section below and let me know. YouTube is where I speak. It's where I thrive. You understand me? So go down there and tell me what's the worst thing that your kid did or that you did. Share your stories. I want to hear them, and I will reply. So,
all right, you guys have a good one. Until next time.
see you.